Good evening and welcome to the Twiggs County Board of Education meeting. We want to thank all of our in-person and online community stakeholders for joining us this evening. It's my pleasure now to call the Twiggs County Board of Education meeting to order. Today is Tuesday, June the 11th, 2024, and the time is 6 o'clock. Let's stand for the pledge, which will be followed by a moment of silence. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. Okay, I will now entertain a motion to approve the agenda for Tuesday, June 11, 2024. Okay.
Sir.
Okay, the motion to approve the agenda for Tuesday, June 11, 2024 has been properly made by Ms. King and second by Mr. Rouse. Is there any discussion? Okay, the question is on the adoption of the motion to approve the agenda for Tuesday, June 11, 2024. All in favor, raise your hand. Okay, the motion passes unanimously. Now, the minutes for Tuesday, May 28th, 2024 work session, plus the call session, June the 3rd, have been distributed earlier. Are there any corrections to the minutes? Since there are no corrections, the minutes are approved as distributed. Ms. Blackshear, you ready with the ethics statement?
Yes, thank you. In accordance with regulations set forth by the Georgia Ethics Commission, it is the duty of every board member to avoid both conflict of interest or interest of such conflict. Does any board member have any known conflict of interest?
None.
Seeing none, Mr. Chair, we will proceed with our agenda.
Thank you, Ms. Blackshear. Do any of the board members have any comments or remarks you'd like to make at this time? Dr. Bullitt, do you have any?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chair, Vice Chair, board members, to all of our community members that are with us tonight in person and those joining us virtually. We are excited that our summer school program is on its way. We have completed week number 1 as of Thursday, the 6th, and we're moving into, now we're in week number 2. We will be in our summer school next week as well, on Monday and Tuesday only, and that will conclude our summer school program. We also want to remind the community that during the summer month of June, we will be closed here at the central office building on Fridays. The building is open during the regular business hours on Monday through Thursday, but on Friday, those days will be closed for the schools and central office. And we'll also be closed the entire first week of July in observance of the July 4th holiday. Mr. Chair, that concludes my announcements on tonight, and I want to continue to ask everyone to have a safe summer and make sure you're reading.
Thank you, Dr. Thank you, Dr. Bullitt. At this time, we want to move into our business agenda, and Dr. Bullitt, our district request.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We do have 3 district requests that we ask the board members to approve for us on tonight, and they do support our vision of generating excellence, one team, one goal, and our mission to inspire, challenge, and prepare all students to compete globally. On Monday, the 17th, the middle high school summer school students, along with a group of teachers, would like to go to Pinstripes in Macon. This is an activity that they are going to be involving and embedding into their curriculum to obtain, evaluate, and communicate cause and effect relationships between force and mass and motion of objects. Also on that day, the JES Summer School would like to go to Warner Robins, to Rigsby, again, to embed a field trip activity in their summer school experience to obtain, evaluate, and communicate information to demonstrate the water cycle. And on Monday through Wednesday, the 17th through 19th, the girls varsity basketball team would like your approval to travel to Americus, Georgia, to Georgia Southwestern State University, and this would be to expose those young ladies and athletes to college campus and college atmosphere. This concludes our district request on this evening.
Thank you, Dr. Bullock. You've heard the district request. Can I get a motion to approve the district request of field trips?
Second.
Okay, the motion to approve the district request, the field trips, has been properly made by Ms. Blackshear and second by Ms. King. Is there any discussion? Okay, the question is on the adoption of the motion to approve the superintendent's district request. All in favor, raise your hand. Okay, the motion passes unanimously. This time, Mr. Bacon, you have a resolution.
Good evening, Board Chair Christoffen, Vice Chair Rouse, board members, Superintendent Bullard, and our audience here and watching us virtually. Tonight, I'd like to present to you our 5-year facility resolution. But first, I'd like to remind everyone that we are a district with a vision generating excellence, one team, one goal, with the mission to inspire and challenge all of our students to compete globally. This particular presentation is directly related to our strategic plan and focus areas 1 and 2, learning and wellness for all, excellence ahead, academics, facility, and opportunity. State Board Rule 160-5-4-.10, Educational Facility Construction Plan, commonly known as the Local Facility Plan. A study of local school facilities, educational facilities, must be completed every 5 years. Each local Board of Education shall develop and submit to the State Board of Education for approval once every 5 years a facility plan that identifies the system's needs for the ensuing 5 years. Local boards of education desiring to develop a new plan shall adopt and transmit in writing to the State Board of Education a resolution requesting technical assistance in the development of their 5-year facility plan. As you see before us, we have an example of the resolution, which simply reads, whereas the Twiggs County Board of Education current 5-year local facility plan will expire at the end of this year, whereas the Twiggs County Board of Education will be developing a new 5-year facility plan as required by OCGA 20-2-260 during this fiscal year. Be it resolved that the Twiggs County Board of Education is requesting the assistance of the Georgia Department of Education Facilities Section in developing a new 5-year plan. And if approved by the board tonight, that will be signed off by the superintendent of schools and the chairperson of the Board of Education, Mr. Christopher.
Okay.
So what's next? Once we get the approval and the resolution sent to the DOE, we'll meet with our state consultant and review the district's projection data. We'll develop a draft 5-year plan. We'll present the 5-year plan to the board for approval. The school system will host a facility site visit. The team of individuals that will comprise the team will include the state facility consultant, superintendents from surrounding counties, and other facility managers from the state. And lastly, the final draft of the plan, as well as the results of the site visit, will be sent to the State Board of Education for approval. Are there any questions?
Questions? If there's no questions, I'll entertain a motion to approve the resolution to request Georgia Department of Education assistance in developing a new 5-year facility plan.
Second.
Okay, the motion to approve the request for assistance has been properly made by Mr. Rouse and second by Ms. King. Excuse me. Is there any discussion? Okay, the question is on the adoption of the motion to approve the resolution to request Georgia Department of Education assistance in developing a new 5-year facility plan. Is there any discussion? All in favor, raise your hand. Okay, the motion passes unanimously. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you, Chair.
Chief Waller.
Good evening, Superintendent Dr. Bullard, Board Chair, Vice Chair, Board members, and members of the community. Tonight I'm going to be presenting on a school bus surplus for our transportation department. Before I get started, we are a district with a vision, generating excellence, one team, one goal. Our mission is to inspire, challenge, and prepare all students to compete globally. As a transportation department, our mission at Twiggs County Public Schools is to provide transportation safely, professionally, and efficiently for students to and from school, as well as all extracurricular activities. So we're looking at surplusing 7 school buses. The buses will be sold as is. A lot of these buses have not been through state inspection within the last 5 or so years, so they vary in condition. Some of them may be in running condition, but they may not be. The list of buses we have here, our first bus is 04-1. It's a 2005 Bluebird Vision. Our second bus is 00-2. It's a Bluebird International 2002. Our third bus is 00-3. It's a Bluebird International 2001. Our fourth bus is a 2002. Our 2003 Bluebird International 02-1. Our fifth bus is 99-1, a Bluebird International 2000. Our sixth bus is 99-2, a Bluebird International. And the seventh bus is 98-1, a Bluebird International 1999. Initially, these buses were regular route buses. They were then moved on to spare buses, and then we started using them buses for parts. So we would take parts off the bus to repair our current fleet. The next steps moving forward, how we would sell these buses. These buses will be surplus through a bidding process on government deals and through our local organ newspaper to encourage our local citizens to bid. Bids will be accepted for 30 days. Buses, again, are sold as is. The bidders would be responsible for a vehicle inspection and removal within 48 hours. Any buses that are not sold, we would scrap them, and those proceeds will go to maintaining our current fleet moving forward. Are there any questions?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
When will you begin to start the 30-day calendar day for the bid?
As soon as the board sees fit, if it passes tonight, we'll be looking to do so within the next couple of weeks.
And is it first bid sold, or
It
how
would-
does that go?
It would be the highest bid, and the way it works is, again, it'll be 30 days, and it's down to the minute. And when that last minute hits, whatever the highest bid is, that's who would get the bus. And they would have 30 days to come get, or 48 hours to come and get the bus. It's up to them to remove the bus, and they would have to do a vehicle inspection.
I got one other question. Within those 30 days, say for instance, if I wanted to purchase that bus, would I have the opportunity to go and observe and look at it before I make the bid or not?
Yes, ma'am.
So these are secret bids. Nobody knows what anybody bidding.
You can see exactly what everybody's bidding. The highest bid is shown on government deals. The next bid has to be a certain dollar amount over that bid. So you can see onto the last minute what the bid is, and that's to encourage the bidding price to go up. It's a government website, and it's all government vehicles and government property.
Got you. Any other questions? Oh,
These funds would go toward our transportation department.
Yes, ma'am. Our transportation maintenance, the entire fleet, not just school buses, all the vehicles that we have would go to the maintenance and repairs for those vehicles.
You said that you also have them have now.
Yes, sir.
Person that purchase.
They won't, but they can come and have a mechanic go through the entire bus, see what condition it's in, and it's up to them whether they want to purchase moving forward. But yeah, we've got every bit of use that we could possibly get out of them.
any more questions? Okay, at this time, we will ask for a motion to approve the sale of the buses. Go ahead.
I move the motion to approve the bus surplus recommendation for our superintendent.
Okay. Second? Okay, the motion to approve the bus surplus sale has been properly made by Ms. Blackshear and second by Mr. Rouse. Are there any questions? Okay, the motion is to approve the bus surplus sale. All in favor, raise your hand. Okay, the motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Well, you got some more
Yes, sir.
work to do. So go ahead.
All right. Have another transportation presentation. It's on House Bill 51, Code 20-2-1076, the use of alternative vehicles for school buses. So this is a revised House bill. Initially, this bill only affected McKinney-Vento students. It has been revised where it affects all students. So local boards of educations may authorize the use of vehicles other than school buses for the transport of students to and from school and school-related activities when appropriate. Such vehicles may include motor vehicles with the capacity of 8 passengers or less, specifically 5. It can be less than 5, and are marked for transport of school students from school and school-related activities. So this is a non-CDL vehicle that we can use to transport students to field trips, school-related activities, to and from school if need be. Issue transportation departments and school districts are facing across the nation are overcrowded school buses, longer route times, bus driver shortages, the rising prices of diesel fuel, longer trips to pick up smaller numbers of students, and rural counties are the heaviest hit. And I can attest that we definitely are hit there. We are 2 bus drivers short for going into next year. We're looking to hire some more bus drivers. We have several routes where we're using 72 passenger bus and we're only transporting 3 or 4 kids. Throughout the year, we have field trips where we'll pull a bus driver and a bus off a route to do a field trip, maybe to Fort Valley or anywhere in the state of Georgia. And it may only be a handful of kids, but in the past, even if it's just 1 kid, they have to be on the school bus. So House Bill 54 allows school systems to use a passenger vehicle, an 8-passenger or 5-passenger vehicle to transport these students. Although the bill would allow school districts the option to implement, there is a minimum requirement for these additional vehicles. The vehicles cannot be more than 10 years old. The vehicles cannot have more than 200,000 miles. The vehicles must be serviced and inspected every 90 days. Vehicles must fit 5 to 8 passengers. Vehicles must include signage that they are for student transport as well as the district logo. Drivers must be school system employees over 21. Drivers must have a safe driving history, pass a physical examination. That would also be added to our drug testing pool. The training for these drivers are pretty much identical to how we train our school bus drivers. They just don't require a CDL. We actually have several drivers now that are qualified to drive one of these vehicles if we were to decide to move in that direction. Here's an example of a school system that is currently utilizing House Bill 54. As you can see, it's marked transport for students. It's got the school district logo, and it is an asset to this school district. They saw fit to move forward and purchase one of these vehicles. I just wanted to show y'all some options, what options would look like. A used option here, for example, is a 2018 Honda Odyssey. It's an 8-passenger. It's roughly around $15,000. It currently has 114,000 miles. So a vehicle like this would give us about 4 years of service and 85,000 miles. So it comes at a lesser cost. We'd have lesser use out of it, but it does come at a lesser initial cost. Here's an example, an option of a new 8-passenger. It's a Honda Pilot. Comes at $38,000. It's brand new. We would get 200,000 miles and 10 years use out of this vehicle. So considerations for the board moving forward. Before we even decided to move on something like this, we would do some research on our routes. We'd look at our field trips from last year, the number of students we were transporting, how efficient would this be, and does it make sense for us moving forward? It would give us the ability to not only utilize our bus drivers just for the routes, but to train some of our existing faculty to help transport students to field trips. If a teacher's got 5, 6, 7, 8 kids that need to go to Atlanta for a field trip, it won't affect our routes at all. We won't have to send a 72-passenger diesel bus to Atlanta. It'd give us the ability to transport smaller number of students, again, without disrupting our daily routes, lower fuel and maintenance costs, and give us the ability to utilize our SPLOST funding. Again, we would do research and I would come back, and if it made sense, we would maybe look to move forward. Is there any questions?
So, I just got a comment on it. With House Bill 51, I'm grateful that that was approved because that will help us out in the long run with our students. They'll be able to ride in the vans or smaller vehicles to save us on fuel. I agree with that. Glad of that. But the thing is, right now, I'm not in favor of the van purchase at this moment because, we got a lot going on with the budget, so that we're trying to
Yes,
to
ma'am.
keep a line. So I'm just, we do have a van now. Would that one be able to help them with?
We can't transport students in that van because
It's
it's,
over 10 years? Okay, I didn't know that.
and the capacity as well, it's over 8, it has to be
Okay.
a
So we don't
minute.
have anything that's
We don't,
smaller?
we don't have anything we could,
Could you please repeat again the reason why we can't use the other black van?
the capacity is over capacity. It can't be more than an 8-passenger vehicle or less than a 5.
So how what's the number?
I believe the van we have now is a 15-passenger, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I recall taking some students to a state track meet with 5 students on a 72-passenger bus. Yeah, this just makes, it took them this long to come up with this. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. So,
We would save money on 2 ends as well.
Yeah.
You won't be paying
Yeah.
for a driver either.
yeah, yeah. All right, well, thank you, Mr.
Yes, sir.
I have one
one more.
comment. So Chief Wong, so when you said you're gonna bring back to the board, you're gonna let us know, like, as far as how much it would cost, or is it driving a bus, and then what it would be? You'll give us the difference.
Well, I'm actually going to research to see if it even makes sense. I'm going to look at all our field trips from last year, the number of students we were transporting, and we're going to put a dollar amount to see how much money would have saved us last year. And if that research comes back positive, I'd come back and ask for a motion. If not, I wouldn't.
Any other questions? Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Mr. Austin.
Board Chair, Vice Chair, Superintendent Dr. Bullock, board members, constituents in person and virtually. We are at the moment in time in our budget calendar to have our first budget hearing. It does align with our vision, generate excellence, one team, one goal, and our mission to inspire, challenge, and prepare all students to compete globally. It supports all 5 of our strategic plan goals: learning wellness for all, excellence ahead, doing things the 2X way, growing and sustaining our village, and a premier people first organization. As the budget has been presented and tentatively approved, advertised in our legal organ, and also is placed on our website. This is the budget that we are presenting. We have a sign-up sheet that is outside. I do not believe there is any constituents that have signed up at this time. However, Dr. Bullock, I will turn this portion over to you to inform the board of any other measures we need to take for the budget hearing, if any.
Board members, we don't have any participants who want to make any comments. We do have our tentative budget posted prominently on our website for our community to see and have access to. And we also, again, as Mr. Austin stated, placed it in our legal organ, which is the Cochran Daily newspaper. There'll be 2 additional opportunities for any constituents to share their views on the budget. And I want to make you aware that those have been done successfully.
Any questions? Thank you, Mr. Olson. At this time, I'll make a motion that we adjourn to, move to executive session to discuss some personnel matters. Can I get a second? Okay, the motion to move to executive session has been properly made by myself, the board chair, and properly made by Ms. Blackshear. All in favor, raise your hand. Motion passes unanimously. Thank all of you for joining us, and we'll try not to be too long.
I make that motion.
Okay, the motion to return from executive session has been properly made by Mr. Rouse and second by Ms. Blackshear. Is there any discussion? Okay, the question is on the adoption of the motion to return from executive session. All in favor, raise your hand. Okay, the motion passes unanimously. At this time, we want to entertain a motion to accept the superintendent's recommendations for new hire 5054 and resignations 3378, 3424, 3327, and 2672. Can I get a motion to accept the superintendent's recommendation on the new hires and the resignations?
So moved.
Okay. Second? All right. Okay, the motion to accept this superintendent's recommendation for the new hire and the resignation has been properly made by Ms. King and second by Ms. Blackshear. Is there any discussion? Okay, the question is on the adoption of the motion to accept the superintendent's recommendations on the new hire and the resignations. All in favor, raise your hand. Okay, the motion passes unanimously. Dr. Bullard, is there any other business that need to be discussed? Okay, if there's no other business, this meeting is adjourned.